Random maps go for more skill than map knowledge. Being adaptable, being flexible, being able to figure out usage on the map versus having a build order for a particular map. It is another 4 versus 4, but the teams are just a little bit higher in rankings. Instead of average Joes, we have a mix of pros and high Joes, and one random low Joe sitting over here. Not sure what his deal is, but there he is. Anyway, they have managed to get a 92% game rating, so it's not too bad. We're going to call this Team 1 here at the top, Team 2 cross here at the bottom, and as mentioned, random map, how much reclaim is there? Sweet fuck all. 4,500, couple of clumps-ish. Yeah, 1,200 there. You want to get those before your opponent does. But anyway, as we go, Team number 1, first player in pink. Over the side it is Rekatha. Sorry, Wekatha. There's no R in there, it's just a Wekatha. Anyway, he's Seraphim, he's pink. Beside him in the orange color back in this direction, it is CN Passion. Just gonna be Passion, he's UEF. Beside him, ready to fight, his Cybran teammate is Freshy. Freshy's in the combat green and camo green, greeny grey. I still don't know what the color is. One day I'll get it right. Anyway, he's there and he's Cybran, he's having building this Hydro. And finally, for team number 1, the last player, also Cybran, we have Stormy Style. And Stormy Style is in Cyan. So 2 Cybrans, 1 Seraphim and 1 UF. No Aeon representation for team number 1. Let's go have a look at team number 2. First up down here, team number 2, UEF, bright blue, it is Carlitos. And Carlitos is getting his work done with, looks like he's done this before. He has PGens around his mass extractors. Beside him, it is a Cybran. It is Soviet Pride in his standard grey. Soviet Pride, a well-known player. He likes to play around, very high ranked, highest ranked player in this game at 2100. Besides Soviet Pride, it is Sailor Moon. And Sailor Moon was Seraphim. Apt, I guess. Sailor Moon was kind of alienish. I don't know, I never watched the show, I'm guessing. Anyway, light blue, Seraphim, walking away towards front, and finally, last player for team number 2, all the way on the left hand side in the white colour, it is another Cybran player, it is Chigens, the lowest rated player in the game at 700, and kind of look like it. That's a bit harsh actually. I'm sure he's not that bad because he is in this game with some high rated players, so getting a few down with some spread out, not really an awful idea. Okay, let's see what we got going on. So plenty of points to fight over. You got 4 mixes here, you got 4 mixes here, very close proximity to have a gander at. You can see there's an engineer up here from Carlitos grabbing that section. We have the commander from Stormy Style has moved up to those 4. We have the commander from Wekatha grabbing these 4 mass extractors, whilst over this direction we have, well, Chigens is firmly encamped in his base. I'm hoping he moves after building those. Okay, he should have built that first, but no, he's continuing with the power trend, and there was a random scout, sorry, Celine trying to sneak on past for the engineer, but he did get picked up by a couple of tanks. Speaking of tanks, this one over here got a Mantis doing a bit of a push and probe up this direction, and he's going to have issues with, oh, he shouldn't have issues, it's only a mech marine. He'll be able to push up on that and kill the NG, switch up to the engineer any second now as soon as he sees it. There we go, engineer gonna die, and there's nothing these guys can do about it. In fact, that Mantis can probably take on all of these if it focuses, which it didn't dodge, and it died a horrible death. If I had to focus down those guys, could have been bad, but here we go. First bomber coming out from Passion, but there's already an Inti in the sky from Soviet Pride. So Soviet Pride well into this game, and the Interceptor actually overshoots that. But there's a second Inti. Will that bomber even get a single bomb away? I don't think it will. Down it goes out of the sky. 0 kills, crisp that. Nice little bit of reclaim and some good work from Soviet Pride anticipating the bomber. Interceptors out and stopping those from happening. Alright. We'll be quiet. Left hand side, and Chigens has finally arrived with his commander at these mass extractors. He can start popping those all down. He's got an engineer for assistance to get them up just that little bit faster. And is really going to want to think about some factories here for some extra frontline unit support, which is exactly what Wekatha has got. He's got 3 factories planned, each with their own bit of power supply as well, so they get double adjacency and be able to take on that kind of thing and be happy about it. On the right hand side, this is a bunch of mech marines with a couple of tanks thrown in, facing off against a bunch of mantis. Won't be too good for them. And up this direction, it is Stormy has encamped his commander with a point defense, so he'll be okay for a little while doing all that. Right. We're looking elsewise. Bit of an air frac car in the middle. Some interceptors have been caught out from Passion. It is inties from Soviet Pride being well in command of that, but they 2 versus 1 because there's an intie there from Freshy. There is a T1 bomber, however, having a go at things. Kills off an engineer and carries on. Swings around. Maybe has spotted all this. Must kill those. Engineer, units, doesn't matter. It's going to drop the bomb and it's going to get... It's going to heavily damage a tank, so that's... it's a wee bit of damage, but now it's going to intercept right up behind it and hangs a sharp Louis, and it's actually going to get another bomb off, which should finish off the tank and do some extra damage. Boomski. It absolutely does. One tank, one scout, and a massive amount of damage. A counter from Passion bomber kills off an engineer down there, but this bomber died. Stayed alive for a little bit, but it died. On the right hand side, a little wee bit of skirmish going on here. Units from Kalitos are falling back in the face of Stormy style pressure. Kalitos are getting a gun on his commander. He really wants to let that complete, just like Stormy's getting an upgrade on his commander as well. Engineer assisting though, so it's going up faster. It's actually very close in far as the gun test goes, and also a gun going up for Soviet Pride over here. So Kalitos managed to hold the line with his units. He's going to finish his gun upgrade, but Stormy's going to have a gun upgrade as well, and these two guys are now going to be able to have a go at each other. We have gun upgrades going on left, front and centre. We have one started here for Freshy, we have one started over here for Chechens, but we have had gun completed for Soviets, and it's now starting on stealth. Yeah, classic. Cybrin, gun and stealth. At this side, and Kalitos now has an issue. He has been pushed back. He has superior units in his face. Of course, his commander can now walk out and start doing some damage. It's going to be very handy to soak up some of that, but he's going to be careful because Stormy is coming on in, and he's going to start losing units to that commander. Not what he wants to happen, and he wants to get these guys out of range instead of letting that happen right there. No damage being thrown back by those guys. That is just 3 kills for Stormy's comm. And Kalitos is now about to get swarmed, and he's definitely having to think about the water now. Wants to kill as many units as possible before he does go in. However, he's in the green. He's okay for now. He's got the water right there, and he can start killing off these guys just to be helped thin the numbers before they get right into his base. But it's a lot more coming from Stormy side. He's got a whole line of factories here pushing units out compared to what's down here, which is a few. Not enough to stem that kind of tide. He is out of the water trying to slow things down, get some extra damage onto the commander, but he's under half health and is going to want to think about, well, I guess he could throw some damage back at Stormy. He's down to 5,500. Stormy's barely above him. It could be mutual if these guys carry on like that. Plenty of units now up from Kalitos. Engineers here from Stormy starting down on a point defense. Over on the left hand side, we hear some more fighting. This is Chechens. He's pushing very far forward with his commander. He's got some unit support, but he hasn't got a lot of units now. They have kind of fallen back. Some support was coming up in from Salem Moon, but now it's Chechens all by himself. But from where he is, he could lay down a lot of smackdown onto Rekatha. He ties up the units, gets some pushing on in. Does he even know the gun comm is there? Well, no, he doesn't. He has no idea that's the commander. I'm pretty sure if he did, then what he's doing will be a different story entirely. Right hand side, and Kalitos is struggling. Good evening, food man. How we doing? He's got some units, but he's got a lot in front of him, and he's holding the line for this moment of this direction. And Chechens is still rampaging away, but now he has the gun comm chasing him down, and that is a fully healthy Rekatha ready to pluck the damage down onto him. However, Chechens does have a series of units ready to join in the fight. In the middle, Soviet Pride is getting pushed. We have Freshy with a gun comm and units, and also joining him is Passion. Passion has T2, so he's actually going to do a PD creep, throwing down a triad. And this is not good for Soviet. 2 versus 1 here. He's going to have to fall back into base so that he can't hang around with triads having to go at him. But over this side, what have we got going on? Well, this is Wekatha. Wekatha is pushing without an army. He's redirected his forces over here to try and stop Sailor Moon. But this might have left his commander a bit exposed, because this Chigen's come on back. Does he not have radar? His radar doesn't go far enough to see the huge force that is right here about to push up on him. And this is Chigen's being pushy with 7,000 health versus 8,000, but he has a lot of units coming. And this is not great for Wekatha, although he has got the units coming on back. He does have the T1 PD up here. I think he should be okay. And yes indeed, Chigen has to fall back. He can't stand to face that, and I'm sure I heard T2 point defense somewhere. Oh, it's elsewhere. Hello. Jesters coming from Soviet Pride, and they are having a go at Wekatha. There is some anti-air on the ground, but it's going to take a long time for them to do anything about Jesters, because Jesters are quite hardy for T1 units, and Wekatha down to 3,000. No problems over there, but I think it's going to be Wekatha first out of the game. No inties anywhere. There's some rushing over from Freshy, but they're going to be too late. Wekatha is going to bow out at the 11-minute mark. Kaboom! Wekatha taken down by Jesters at 11 minutes. Oh dear. It's not great at all. There's a full share, we'll find out in a second. No, it's not. No full share. So that is an extra hit for team number 1. In the middle though, it is Sailor Moon. 5,000 health. Does not want to stay around in that. Soviet Pride down to 9,000. So both these guys are quite hurt. Sailor Moon very hurt. Standing in range of T2 PD does that to your health. You sort of lose it for some reason. Almost like the T2 PD shoots you and it hurts. But there has been a raid passing straight on through. It's a Stormy. He's sent units in, and I think he's actually managed to kill off. Yes, indeed, that was a T2 PD there that got modified. So he's actually done some reasonable work with this little run by. Killed off a bunch of things. Does some good damage there. Rhino Rhino pulling off, or if he kills that, that's going to go kaboom in a most spectacular way. Now he can kill the Hydro. Although Soviet does have plenty of T1 PD around at this particular point in time, so I think his power is going to be okay, but the Hydro lives anyway. Doesn't quite die, needed another shot or two to be completely finished off. Right hand side, T2 upgrade down for Carlitos, and that is completed, so he can now start moving about. But we see have another T2 band in from Stormy pushing through. Probably not going to get quite as much done. They're going to run into these T2 units here from Carlitos of his own, and of course the T1 from this way, and they're going to have a bad time trying to slow that down. Very unhealthy. Very, very dead. Left hand side, and we can see that there was a drop from Soviet. He wants to try and get as much of this reclaim as possible, but he's not going to get much done because there is a force coming up from Freshy. He says no, not your reclaim, that's our reclaim, it belongs to us, go away. Chigen's pushing up on this direction, not so good idea with our stealth. Triads are going to deny him that, and they've had to fall back a little bit though. This is bold from Stormy. Stormy, I don't think you realize where your commander is. This is not a good idea, and he needs to go for the water because he does not have the health to face tank this, and this. He's actually not going to... Oof. That's a significant amount of damage on that. He was full health a moment ago, but he walked around this corner, walked into a commander, walked into units, walked into T2PD, and now he has to fall back and get up this direction. No way he can walk back out of the water just there. In front of Carlitos. Right then. On the left hand side, and there's some good tech on the ground. There's a bunch of rocket bots, and they're going to make very short work of poor engineers who can't even fight back. They're just going to, like, you know, die. No reclaim for those guys. And T2PD been thrown down as well, so Passion and Freshy just helping shore up the left hand side after the departure of Wekatha. as they needed to do, because it did leave a gaping hole. Otherwise, things not going so great for Stormy anymore. Carlitos has managed to build up and push on back, but he's pushing into a lot of T2 here, and there's only a few T2 in that mix, which Carlitos thinks, excuse me, hiccups. I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to leave. So that's an annoyance. But it's an annoyance that could be dealt with because there's not many units, but Stormy does not know that and he decides to fall back to preserve what he has and be a bit safer. Over on the left hand side, and we can see there is a T2 PD bank being thrown up by Legions, and they're going to shoo away this. I know, look at this, hilarious, watching them take constant damage, and it takes a long time to finish them off. Under shields over here, we have Sailor Moon, he's got T2, he's got gun, he's throwing down some T2 PD and a T2 artillery. Well, ain't that just rude? It's going to have a lot of range and going to be particularly annoying. Let's just have a look at how far it's going to go. Yeah. All of this is under threat, and that includes this little bee base here and these mass extractors. So, T2RD, good range on it, just throw one down. And hello, is this a drop? It must have been a drop, right? Either way, this has been a successful incursion by Soviet Pride. He's got the units down and they've killed off 2 T2 mixers. And if they swing back up this way, they might be able to get off the final mass extractor, but now there's some stingers and some T1 bombers, not going to get much more done. That must have been a drop from somewhere, but I've got no idea. There we go, there's transport. The transport did get shot down, but worth it. 2 T2 mixers. Almost a third. If he'd focused it, I think he might have been able to get it, but either way, that is what it is. Alright, this direction, and we have triads being triads, doing as they do, and shooting things at range like all of these. Oh, poor engineer. That's just horrible. Horrible. Deserved. This big mountain here protecting these guys though, and these triads have a rousing around to fuck the ground as they lob their shots right into the war of nothing. And now we have mobile missile launchers. Really irritating ones. The ones that split when they get shot. That is what it is over on the right hand side, and well, Stormy is well under the cosh right now. He has units from Soviet and Carlitos pushing him up. T1 bombers are going for... oh, they're going for Carlitos, who's actually pretty hurt. The shield is down, and those T1 bombers are getting some damage on, but there's enough AA around that it's not going to last too much longer. Still, they're killing units at the same time, throws down some AA. Got another one slapped up there by engineers, so he should be absolutely fine for now. And there's now enough to shoot those guys away. 8,000 health, so he's still pretty healthy. So looks damaged, but he's still reasonably healthy. Left hand side, and hello, we have the stingers. So those stingers that were mass produced to take care of the Soviet raid, they're now having to go at the mass extractors of Chechens, and he can ill afford to lose those. Some very out of fuel and very slow interceptors are on their way. It's going to take a long time for them to get there. But flying anywhere near flak is a bad idea for these gunships. They will run into flak, they will die, the interceptors will just sort of loiter. Can they take down the T3 mass extractor? That would be quite a catch, but the inties do swarm in from Soviet, and they are going to get the gunships in time. 900 health, it's fine, but I saw T3 and I hear a strat. There it is. Ambassador out from Passion, so Passion managed to make himself all the way to T3 air. Dropping bombs on eco like this is the best idea. One pass, boom, one kill. And keep going in a straight line, don't get caught by interceptors like this. Oh dear, that is one dead strat. Just kill off a couple of things, but probably not enough to make it worth it. Now over the side, that T2 Arty is having fun. It is lobbing shells into here, and the mobile missile launchers are being extra irritating because you're not stopping those with a single TMD, and they're going to obliterate this artillery. Watch the health just disappear as those missiles crunch into it. Add into that, we've got some ground forces rushing on in. This is where Freshy can turn up with this command and start doing some overcharging, do some killing. They want to keep those T2ID alive so they have a chance of shooting back at those. T2ID is very good at killing mobile missile launchers, it outranges them, but this is not great. That is going to go down, and the shield and everything, not good for Team 1 at that particular spot on the map right there. On the right hand side, it is still the Carlitos versus Stormy show, and not a bad little push from Stormy. Not enough T2 units to be of concern here. Carlitos has his shield back up, so he's got that extra health on there. But now T3 coming in from Freshy, so it's a T3 mix pushing up on Carlitos, and he's not going to have a good time with that. Look at the shield disappear on there. He gets a rank of University last one, but no more ranks for him, so his health is exactly what it is. And look at shields down, health is going, and we're about to see Carlitos next ejection of the game at 19 minutes and 32 seconds. And some courses coming in just to finish off the job, just in case. But that's Carlitos gone, and there's going to be a huge power vacuum in there again at this stage of the game. Maybe not so great, but oh lordy, that's a lot of Vipers. I was about to say, now what I don't get is he's got T3 air. He can bring up a counter to those Vipers very, very quickly, and he's decided to do it in the form of a broadsword instead of, like, say, a handful of T1 bombs that can spread their bombs out and kill a whole bunch of us. But nope. It is broadsword, and that is enough to shoot these guys away. We can see Chigen's on an upgrade under a very weak T2 shield. There is a couple of flak though. That's going to get the broadswords to move in a reverse direction. Another strat out, and this bombing. I don't know what it's bombing. So hitting that shield, taking a huge amount of damage as it curves past all that flak. Oh dear, and it's about to run into a squad of interceptors, which will surely finish it off. Or it could run into a SAM. Not the most efficient use of those particular strats. On the right hand side though, it is Freshy deciding he's had enough of that side. It's going to send in some T3 units to mix up with the T2 over here. And if they can stop those from building T1 PD, it would be great, but that is going up very, very quickly. And yeah, the loyalists turn back in the face of bricks. Because bricks are a problem for loyalists. Okay, well, what have we got going on over here? Well, this is another T2 RD bank being thrown up by Passion a little bit further back this time. And this time he's within range to see about shutting off this particular area, especially if he takes out the T2 shield first, which is now on an upgrade. And Chigens thinks he's being hit by mobile missiles. He's not. He's being hit by T2 RD. Those aren't going to help stop that at all. Whoosh goes the mobile missile launchers. Whoosh indeed. And he's abandoned the other T2 ID and starts on shield instead. Okay. I mean, that's his choice. But if he doesn't get that shield down before it upgrades, it's going to be replenished, which it will any second now. And it's going to be that much harder to take down. Boom. Stronger shields. Alright, a couple of broadswords loitering around, or just one maybe. But broadsword is broadsword, it's still something to be concerned about. There we go, here comes the push in from Stormy at a, well, very ill-advised time. He's now running into T3 there. There are broadswords out in this area trying to get something done, but there's so many interceptors and some ACFs out from Sailor Moon, so they're going to have a terrible time of it. Getting absolutely nailed out of the sky, but in comes Passion with his own ASFs, and he's going to clean up the air game there. He has way more than team number 2, and he now controls the skies and can do whatever the heck he wants in there. And what he should be doing is considering using them and not flying them directly over swarms of flak. Ooh, you hate to see it. Alright, And now there's a critical massive bricks over this side. That's enough to stop this kind of bush. And yeah, Stormy's going to need to stop this T2 because T2 just ain't cutting it, buddy. Look, T3. He's already onto it. Off this direction, we have 1, 2, and a third Clink Hammer going up there from Passion. He's facing up against 4 Gunthers on Cheetans. No, I'm definitely running out of voice here. So Cheetans gets some scouts out. Now he knows what he can shoot at. Passion has his own scouts, but has not scouted the fact there's a whole bunch of T2 in there. So he might be rethinking this particular decision, but they are going at it, and if we can get the job done, which he can't quite, another upgrade complete, so a replenish shield once more, and that was going to be Cheetans holding this section, I imagine, but he is moving his commander out of the way. Nope, he's building. And he's actually putting all of his eco into that. He's not putting any more units. Everything is going to those T2 Ardi, and he has got a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 T2 Ardi. It's a nasty thing to try and hold, and indeed, Passion is not holding. In Saving Grace is that they're inaccurate as hell, but that's a pretty accurate shot. Down goes the radar. Shield is long gone, and I don't think Passion can hold that particular line there. This is going to be a wee bit too hard for him to defend against. Right, bricks in the water, because why not? Bricks are amphibious, go through the water, have some fun. Running some T2PD, but Stormy is right there with his commie. Could be a target of opportunity. Does have gun, and no, it doesn't have gun. Actually, he's got T2 in stealth, and he does have overcharge though, so we could overcharge the bricks, but we'll see how that goes. T2 from Sailor Moon's joining in the game, and that's just a terrible time for this region, and indeed, Passion has decided, nah, fuck it, nah. There's no way he can take on an already established base with like that, and he's still building within range though. These shells are going to keep on landing, and boom! Lost a whole bunch of units just there. And Passion is noticeably upset about this event. Ugh. No good. That Clink Hammer is just about dead and it's only just been finished. More shells coming on in, and goodbye Clink. No chance on there. The bricks did make landfall. They kill off shield generator, but that's about it. Never take out one T3 mass extractor. Ish, useless. Sorry folks, I think I may not be able to continue tonight, but I will see out this cast because I am in the middle of it. Right, got a couple of broadswords lurching over the water, just waiting for those to come out so they can do some damage. And Freshy with an experimental first one of the game, and it is unsurprising that Monkey Lord, when you got that many Cybrins, Monkey is usually your first bet. But it does have the energy for it. It should be fine. Okay. So Monkey Lord, and where is he going to place this one? Left hand side is basically a massive area denial. So many T2 artillery, and another monkey going up really damn fast from Cheetans actually. It's got a massive amount of eco. He is just focusing all in on that right now. Soviet. With his own monkey over there. And Cheetans are going to finish his monkey over here pretty quickly as well. So, even though the first one was finished by Freshy, he's not having a good time when it's going to be 2 versus 1. I think he really needs to use the air advantage, which is slipping away. ACFs are coming out from Sailor Moon. They're going to even up the air score very soon. Rick's handed over there to Stormy, but from Richie, they're now maybe ready to push, but they're not ready to push into that. And that would be a horrible, horrible decision. No way they want to do that. There we go, Cheetans with his Monkey Lord. And he's good to go on the rampage. Alright. Passion under a shield. But just the one working on a Fat Boy. Fat Boy might not do so well because Fat Boy will be facing up against these. And T2RD is the bane of Fat Boys. They outrange Fat Boys, they do a lot of damage. Fat Boys are big fat targets. They're very easy for them to be collected by the any artillery at all. We see Tier 1 bombers doing Tier 1 bomb things to the bricks over here, but there is some anti-air and the Mech's got a couple of bounces. They're having a grand old time with those. They can focus down, but not enough to do the job. Our bricks come back out of the water over here. They're going to have not a very good time at all, running into a far superior force, and they're just going to get absolutely wiped. Just like that. No good. Soviet builds another Monkey Lord. He's going hard. And over the side, the monkey from Chijins is pushing upwards. Maybe not the best idea because there's a monkey right here, but can you see it? We can see it with scouts, and there we go. In comes the air from Frishy. I want to make this monkey turn around, or just delay at least, because if they can get the Fat Boy up. Oh, wait, that's a long way away. That Fat Boy is a long way away, and all this air is hitting the monkey, then flying past and getting obliterated by the AA, sitting in the slow 4 base from Chijins. What is wrong here? Not entirely certain. We have a monkey though down here has done damn terrible things to these bricks. They have a bad time against the monkey. The monkey's hurt. They really, really do. And Chijins with another Monkey Lord Zune now has 2 ready to go versus the one that was lurching around here, which looks like it may actually be planned to go through the water. This is not a bad plan. They don't know where it is. That monkey could get into the water and it could get right on and cause some extra havoc right at the back here, but it has been scouted. It has been scouted, so they know exactly where it is and what it's doing, and the call is there for these two to push in on Passion, who's there with his commander, and very little in the way of defenses. He's not going to get away should they decide to push, which is exactly what is happening. Oh, this is not good, and you see that? That's usually a last-ditch effort kind of thing. Laser is often... This is not good over here. These two monkeys are pushing on up. They have some ground support as well for distraction. They have all this they can destroy. The Fat Boy is not going to get completed at this rate. Passion is on the run and he is really fleeing the scene. Monkey is coming up from Freshy to try and slow things down. Doesn't have any T3 air that can really help. No broadswords. No. What's going on there? Oh no. He had the monkey on hold fire so it wouldn't give away its position over here, and I think it's still on hold fire because it's not... Oh, he's taking it off now. But now it shoots. Unfortunately, second monkey out here from Freshy, so he's actually got 2 versus 2 again. If this monkey can get in range, but this one's going to die a horrible death, unfortunately. 2 versus 1. Never a good time for that. Just about kills this one, but it gets a rank of veneracy from firing back against one of its own. And now it is still 2 versus 1 again. And these two monkeys have absolutely wrecked the base up this direction. There's nothing left. Passion space. Sorry. Right, here we go now. 2 versus 1 again, but this time focusing the wrong monkey. This one could have died first, but does not. And now it's just a few measly loyalists with a couple of bricks to try and take down 2 monkey lords that are very happy. Very healthy. Well, healthy-ish. Monkey lords, actually, no, they're not very healthy at all, but they have a lot of regen. They have There are two of them, and they have a pair of lasers that are going to do bad things to bricks that get in range. And he's got very little left. His passion, in fact, his commander comes out of the water. Is he going to try and overcharge? I don't think he's even got it. No, he's got nothing. He's got a few mixes and that's about it. No energy. No overcharge. And no chance going on there. Right, another monkey being built up there from Pritchie. What is going on down here for Stormy? Well, something happened because this part of his base has turned to scrap that kind of looks laserish. Maybe a monkey came out of the water. A monkey did come out of the water. Did a bunch of damage and then ran away again to stay alive. That is 4 monkeys in the possession of Soviet. That's not something you want to see. Not ever. And to make matters worse, these guys are coming up this way. 2 monkeys and heading towards the water, which is where Freddy is. And Freddy actually, control case, he doesn't think he's getting out of this. He does have 1 monkey, but these 2 guys are going to come in, they're going to do bad things to the commander. They would have kept going out to the base, and Stormy joins them, which means the last person alive was Passion.